Tzu Chi volunteers travel long distances to distribute aid supplies to the affected residents in Qinghai. Sandakan Tzu Chi volunteers visit door to door at a nearby village to inspire villagers' compassionate givings. Welcome to DaAi Headlines. I'm Lori Chen. Thank you for joining us. The Tibetan Plateau has experienced its most severe snowstorms in 10 years' time. Therefore, both Sichuan and Qinghai Tzu Chi volunteers have gathered aid supplies and traveled long distances to the hardest-hit disaster areas. They're planning to conduct aid distributions in a total of 7 different villages. Upon their arrival, local Tibetan residents came out to help the volunteers unload all the relief supplies.
Taking off before daybreak, volunteers will need to travel 682 kilometers despite the cold weather.
We need to take off early because there will be ice on the road after sunset. It will be dangerous.
Heading toward the mountain, volunteers soon faced the challenge of a flat tire. It is the first obstacle they faced on this journey. At noontime at the rest station, volunteers had a simple meal, bread and salted vegetables.
It's noontime and there is the bright sunlight, but the ice did not melt. To ensure that everyone can slowly adapt to the weather conditions, we take the break every hour. Currently, no one is experiencing high-altitude sickness.
Volunteers will need to travel across the Bayan-Har Mountains on this journey. Seeing the yak, volunteers know that they're not far away from the destination. Li Xianglin, who just underwent a surgery, is glad that he could join this mission.
I saw the video shot by the disaster assessment team and I felt for them. After joining this mission, I feel at ease. The supplies are stored in the warehouse.
The Tibetan Plateau has experienced the most severe snowstorm in 10 years. Sichuan and Qinghai Tzu Chi volunteers have gathered aid supplies and traveled to the mountains to distribute them. At Qinghai Township, Tibetan residents take the initiative to move the aid supplies.
There are more than 50 people in each of the 7 villages. Now we are unloading the supplies in one village at a time. There are 2 truckloads of supplies for the big village and 1 truckload for the small village.
Despite the freezing weather, residents are soaked in sweat as they move the supplies. In the next 2 days, volunteers will distribute supplies to 2,433 families in 7 villages. Supplies include flour, cooking oil, salt, and other food. It is hoped that with the supplies, affected residents can through the tough times.
In the Philippines, a fire recently broke out in Barangay Damayan Lagi, affecting around 5,000 people in the area. Tzu Chi volunteers immediately mobilized teams to care for the affected residents. They have also launched the Tzu Chi Mobile Kitchen Initiative in order to provide on-site hot meals for the households, giving them the strength and energy to quickly get back on their feet again. The fire came out of nowhere. It was so fast-paced. Plus, when the wind picked up, it quickly became out of control. It left more than 5,000 people temporarily without a home.
The building materials were all very light and simple in nature, so after only 30 minutes' time, the entire area was almost all wiped out. Everyone ran for their lives.
The Tzu Chi Mobile Kitchen immediately went into action. Due to its mobility, right on the spot, a large pot filled with rice and various vegetarian ingredients quickly started to be prepared on the stove. Then you add some sauce to the mix, the aroma quickly fills the air.
When I heard the news, I quickly got here to get in line. I told myself that I was going to wait in line for my children, and then I really got some hot meals.
It's a great thing. There's a lot of food. Many people had already finished eating and the volunteers were still calling out to them to get some more food. Tzu Chi is really great.
Seeing the affected residents being able to peacefully have a decent hot meal really made all the volunteers feel a sense of fulfillment.
Kulang talaga yung ano nila. Hindi sila makapaghanda ng pagkain nila.
I'm very happy because we do this every time. When you see the people that you're helping happy, it makes you feel very good inside.
The hot meals really warmed the hearts of all those who were affected. It also gives them a boost of energy to continue to rebuild their homes. Turning our cameras back to Taiwan, the Buddhist Qinghai Healthcare Foundation was established in order to help local Dharma masters who aren't able to afford to pay for the national health insurance premiums. The foundation also hosts regular checkups in collaboration with team of doctors for the Dharma masters.
The doctors respectfully hand the patient a medical record. At this free clinic, the doctors are treating Dharma masters.
About 2/3 of the Dharma masters want to see eye doctors. It is too much work for 1 or 2 doctors. With 3 doctors, we can handle the workload more easily.
The Buddhist Qinghai Healthcare Foundation is holding a free checkup, and TIMA members have come to help out.
TIMA members' responsibility is to safeguard health and lives. We need to be especially respectful toward Dharma masters.
I'm not wise, but I hope I can catch up with everyone else. I do the volunteer work with joy.
The Buddhist Qinghai Healthcare Foundation was established because many Dharma masters cannot afford the national health insurance premiums. Over the past 21 years since the establishment of the foundation, it has helped tens of thousands of Dharma masters pay their insurance premiums.
Sometimes the Dharma masters wait until they are seriously ill, such as the terminal stage of cancer or losing their eyesight due to diabetes, before seeking help from the foundation.
Although we come from different Buddhist schools, we are all disciples of the Buddha. Therefore, we should emulate the Buddhist spirit.
The free clinic is large, offering a variety of medical services. The foundation staff and TIMA members hope to do their best to safeguard the health of Dharma masters.
Speaking of TIMA, the Taiwan Northern Chapter hosts regular free clinics for seniors living in the Sanzi and Ximen districts. Due to many elderly suffering from mobility issues, medical home visits are also regularly conducted by the medical team.
While applying ointment onto this patient's leg, 73-year-old Dr. Shen Shishong carefully examined the patient's health. This is Tzu Chi's free clinic in Sanji district.
Treating a patient is like seeing a friend. If you think of it this way, your attitude towards the patients will be different.
For those solitary seniors, if they're not feeling well, some of them aren't able to seek medical attention by themselves. Therefore, TIMA and the home visit team have collaborated to care for this population.
We are always trying our best to help these patients. I am old as well. I will give these patients advice from what I know. Moreover, I still want to thank volunteers in the community who have been caring for these elderly patients.
During home visits in Ximen district, this experienced pharmacist is consulting the seniors' use of medications.
We will encourage them to take their medication correctly. We gave them the pill box. If they can stick to their medication schedule, their health can be maintained.
Tzu Chi volunteer Yang Bishou is a nurse herself. She treats the senior couple like her own family.
Through the free clinics, we can deliver care and love to these grandpas and grandmas. Most of them have been taken care of by foreign caregivers. We want to help them as much as possible.
Both Sanji and Ximen districts lack medical resources. TIMA and other volunteers have conducted regular free clinics to care for these seniors, letting them know that there's someone safeguarding their health.
Continue our series on the many factors of domestic violence. Today we'll look at the multifaceted process of healing for the survivors of abuse. Let's hear what the experts have to say.
My father is very similar to the case that I'm currently dealing with right now. It's true when he doesn't drink alcohol, he's like a kitten, but after alcohol, he's like a lion. After the marriage, his friend invited him to work in a nightclub, and after a while, he began to drink and entertain others.
阿吉，叫好半天，拖鞋嘞？叫半天都没有出来，拖鞋嘞？走那么慢，拖鞋嘞？
你是怎样啦？喝醉才知道要回家哟，哦。
When my dad finishes drinking, he comes home and makes us get up. Everyone needs to listen to his crazy thoughts and has to do what he wishes.
你就只知道抱着他，是要干什么？好，我叫你小孩，你在这边干什么？你这个女人！
My mom often told us that if she didn't leave, she worried her husband may beat her to death. When I was 2 years old, my mother was beaten by my father and ran away. I think she loved him and couldn't give up on me and my sister. I believe my father also asked her to come back. I believe that my father might have loved a woman in the nightclub, and maybe his true love, but the family stopped it. This may have led to a lot of resentment for my mother. My brother was in a car accident. After he died, my father continued to drink, and he would ask me to get up in the middle of the night. At that time, I was 18 years old. I challenged him and yelled at him. He was going to hit me. When my mother heard the news, she left grandmother's house and came to where we lived.
我就知道你又在喝酒。
你是回来干什么？
奇怪了，每天就只会喝酒啊！昨天的事都忘光光了，是不是啊？啊！女儿我自己都舍不得打啦，你下得了手啊？
那女儿是我生的啦，我劝给她生死。
爸爸要打我的那时候，姐姐立刻抱住我。
When Dad wants to hit me, my sister comes, immediately hugs me and protects me from my father. He was angry once and even went to the kitchen and got a knife. He told my mother that we were so rebellious he might kill us. I grabbed my sister and my mother and we ran out into the street.
拉着姐姐往外冲，拉着我姐姐、我妈妈，我们3个就往外冲，一直跑。
那个恨啊，那个记忆啊，不知所措的感觉。
That hate, that memory, the feeling of being overwhelmed will actually affect the individual. They won't have the same level of health as a normal child who hasn't been subjected to violence. After they become adults and do well in their jobs and gain some achievements, this pain may dissipate.
他长得也不错，他有很好的后来的际遇，这个部分就逐渐被爱给消融了。
I didn't feel much warmth from my family, but my friends have played a very important role in my life.
还是建议你持续的问他的对皮亚啦。跟他关系比较好，我觉得就是当然自己后来也有接触慈济啊。
It's better to have a relationship with him. After working with Tzu Chi and doing this social work, whenever I go to Taichung, my husband would take the chance to contact him and ask me to visit my father. I'm later able to let go of the resentment. I never really let it go until just before his death.
真的心中愿意去放下对他的怨怼吼，直到他快往生的那一刹那。
When you have been injured, there may be a lot of trauma and anger inside. You can't forgive immediately. If you do this, there is still a lot of healing that needs to take place, along with your emotions. You should deal with this first and then slowly forgive and promote long-term understanding.
Over 30 Wuhan Tzu Chi volunteers from the Hubei province in China went to the Huazhong University of Science and Technology to personally deliver the funds to the Tzu Chi scholarship recipients. Some of these students are from out of town. Therefore, volunteers sat down with them to write letters home in order to express their love for their families.
In the last semester, I didn't phone my parents for months, so I feel I should call my dad and tell him to quit smoking. Every time I call them, I always want to say this, but I never dare, because when my mom tells him to quit smoking, he'll become angry. I don't know how he will react if I say that to him. Maybe I should try it. I should express my concern to my parents' health.
No matter how old your parents are and what kind of work they do, and whether they're kind or strict with you, they always love you. After I joined Tzu Chi, I realized the meaning of doing good deeds and being filial.
我真的是进入了慈济才知道什么是真正的行善和行孝。好，期待大家。
在敬老院的活动里面，我是感受非常深刻，然后因为妈妈。
What I experienced from the event at the nursing home was very memorable, and Mother Li Hua's show of care makes us feel Tzu Chi's culture touches us to the core.
Being kind is what we must learn. At this place right now, I want to tell the students that it is the most fortunate thing in your lives that you are in Tzu Chi, because you can believe in love first, and then you will gain more love.
The scholarships from Tzu Chi can help the students continue the right path in life.
At the beginning of March, Team Out Malaysia went to a village in Sandakan to provide free vaccinations to the stateless children living there. Recently, Tzu Chi volunteers have gone back, but with a different purpose in mind this time. They went door to door to share about the Tzu Chi bamboo coin bank era story while handing out coin banks to the villagers. The seeds of great love have been planted, and we cannot wait to see it all sprout in the near future. Carefully walking on the wooden planks, Sandakan Tzu Chi volunteers are once again visiting a nearby village. The children in the village guided the Tzu Chi volunteers door to door to talk about Tzu Chi. The volunteers shared the story of the bamboo coin bank era. The children all listened attentively.
As long as everyone has a compassionate heart, the community will be at peace. Do you understand what I'm saying? Please excuse my Malay, it's not so good.
The news that Tzu Chi volunteers are here to cultivate everyone's compassionate givings quickly spread throughout the village. Many villagers responded positively.
Anytime that you have a spare change, you can make a wish to help others in your heart, and then put the coin into the coin bank.
We're hoping that each and every one of them can give a little bit. This way they can help Tzu Chi to help others who are in need. It's a way to cultivate good thoughts.
The villagers that received the coin bank also took the volunteers to their neighbors to inspire more giving. The seeds of compassion and great love could be seen planted all around.
Because there are other people who need help too, so we can give the little that we have to help others who are more in need.
I saw that Tzu Chi often helps people, so I just thought, why can't I do the same? I just simply want to help those who are in need as well.
The village is only about a 10-minute drive from Sandakan. Most of the residents there are stateless. The children cannot attend school, and the adults usually rely on fishing or working odd jobs to make ends meet.
They are all very willing to adopt a Tzu Chi coin bank. We hope to take some time every day or every week to visit the whole entire village. This way, every household will have the opportunity to do good deeds as well.
Tzu Chi has already been to the village 3 times to provide vaccinations for the stateless children living there. This time, volunteers entered the village once again, hoping to inspire everyone to turn from receivers to givers. In Taiwan, the 73rd Global Jingsi Camp recently held its closing ceremony. The participating entrepreneurs have greatly reflected upon themselves. In addition, they have all vowed to spread the spirit of great love upon returning back to their respective countries.
把我的赌气要杀掉，带领我的家人来做公益，同时要让他们来自己学习。
567 entrepreneurs from 10 different countries have all repented and learned to get rid of their bad habits at the 73rd Global Jingsi Camp. At a closing ceremony, they shared each of their confessions from their hearts.
In the past, we all thought that we must wait till we are rich and free to be able to do good deeds. However, we now feel that we can already do good deeds right now, starting with ourselves and those around us. As long as we take actions, we can spread great love.
Over the course of 3 days, the entrepreneurs have gained a deeper understanding of Tzu Chi's missions of charity, medicine, education, and humanitarian culture. The seeds of kindness have all been planted in their hearts and minds.
期待人人一念心就是一颗种子，一颗种子呢就可以生无量啊！人间净化，社会祥和，天下呢就消弭灾难。
The seeds of compassion have been planted in the hearts and minds of each of the entrepreneurs. They've also found each of their answers to problems they've encountered in their lives. They vow to harbor gratitude and continue to spread love and kindness to all.
Tzu Chi volunteers worldwide have been promoting vegetarianism for a long while now, and Taiwan is no exception either. For years, Taichung Tzu Chi volunteers have been promoting the vegetarian diet to the local police stations. Recently, the 2nd Precinct has agreed to consume 1 vegetarian meal per week for all of its staff members.
Volunteers work busily in the early morning because they want to produce 5-star vegetarian meals for the police.
We've made some food beforehand. We don't want the police to eat processed foods, so we made these meals by hand.
Volunteers give over 50 box meals to police who have fewer assignments, and a buffet is offered to the police who are working in the office.
People nowadays tend to consume food that is too nutritious. I feel vegetarianism can balance our diet, such as giving us more fiber.
The 2nd Precinct of Taichung Police Station has a vegetarian day every month. Officer Lin Yijun has been a vegetarian for over a decade, so she knows the benefits of eating vegetarian meals.
A major difference is we can defecate more smoothly. We aren't bothered by constipation.
Tzu Chi always comes here to help us, especially by providing a good platform for vegetarian meals.
The chief hopes the police can eat 1 vegetarian meal every week.
We asked our cooking volunteers to teach their chef how to prepare vegetarian meals.
Medicine has proved that vegetarian dishes with little grease and less salt can help people with problems such as hypertension, hyperglycemia, and high cholesterol. Eating vegetarian meals not only benefits one's health, but also helps reduce carbon emissions.
In Melbourne, Australia, the local government has been promoting multi-ethnicity and different religions coexisting harmoniously together. Annually, they will organize a community event inviting various organizations to participate. Tzu Chi is attending the venue for the 5th year. They continue to promote environmental protection concepts and the positive benefits of vegetarianism. Thank you for joining us. See you next time.